Hello, my name is Jordan Knight and I am currently studying Business Management at Leeds Beckett University. In this video log entitled My Interpretation of Marketing Myths, I'll be contrasting the marketing myths I've been learning about with established businesses in the real world. I will then also discuss whether I believe the myth is true or not and conclude my judgments and give examples of what I have learned. Firstly, I will talk about market orientations and the different types of orientations within marketing. I'm going to talk about 4 different orientations. They are production concept, product concept, selling concept, and marketing concept. First of all, production concept. This takes the approach that production in large quantities matters and that people only buy products if it is easy to find available within the market. By focusing on mass production, this also means that businesses have to bulk buy. By bulk buying, this will then enable the business to gain economies of scale. Having economies of scale means that the unit costs for the business to produce their goods is reduced. This then means that their profit margins increase, and this therefore leads to greater profit. McDonald's mass produce their burgers and they are trying to sell as many as possible as fast as possible. This therefore gives them the economies of scale and gives them production concept of market orientations. Primark use cheap labour and bulk buy their materials in order to reduce their unit costs, therefore leading to higher profits and gaining economies of scale. Product concept believes that the product will sell because of its high quality, so the majority of their marketing goes into making the product of as high quality as possible. Once the product is launched, then the company studies customer feedback to see if they are happy with the product or not. If the majority of the customers are not satisfied, then there will be more work put into the production of the good to make it the best. Apple claim that their new iOS 9 is the most advanced technology yet and pride themselves on what they have achieved and how differentiated their products are from other competitors. In this concept there is a lot of persuasion and it's believed customers only buy products because you tell them about it. These businesses don't know the customer's needs and wants. They have to learn their needs and wants as the relationship between the seller and the customer gets greater as time goes on. An example of this would be companies that try and sell products at customers' doors, such as windows fittings. Their main focus is to sell as many products as possible to as many customers as possible. Marketing concept takes an approach where the product that is being sold is being targeted at customers with certain characteristics. A couple of examples of characteristics that products are aimed to target are age and gender. However, there are countless more. For example, Lego target children and Lego fanatics. The 3 marketing myths I'm going to discuss and give my judgment on whether I agree with them or not, and back up my conclusions with businesses out there today are: a satisfied customer is a loyal customer, a strong brand is invincible, advertising always affects sales. Just because the customer is happy with the product doesn't mean they are always going to stay loyal to the brand. For example, if I buy a jacket from River Island and I like it, it doesn't mean I'm going to just buy my clothes from River Island. I may go and buy clothes from other competing brands such as Tottenham if I like any of their styles. However, this can also be true. A good example of customers being loyal to a business are pubs. People stay loyal to pubs because they enjoy the atmosphere at them, or they offer cheap drinks as well as other attractions to different pubs. In conclusion, I believe that this myth can be true and false. True in the sense of people enjoy the experience they have at pubs, but false in the sense of people aren't loyal to clothes shops. This is because clothes shops are always changing their products and offer many different styles, so it is hard not to find products you like in places such as Topman and River Island. A good example that happened recently to a major brand globally is Volkswagen. Volkswagen recently tampered with their engines so that when they were tested for the amount of emissions produced when the engines are running, it would produce a lower reading. The car was able to detect that it was being tested, and so the engine would automatically improve its efficiency, so it would be able to give a lower reading of toxic gases released. This therefore misled customers to thinking they were buying a more efficient car, and this therefore was false advertisement. Stakeholders have been affected dramatically. Shareholders will be affected most due to the steep decrease in price of shares, as the shareholders will be wanting to sell their shares, and so this drives the price down. The estimated fine for Volkswagen could be $18 billion should legal action be taken. Another good example of big brands not being invincible would be P&G with their product Sunny Delight. In 1999, Sunny D had sales of over £160 million. However, as legislation came into the food and drink sector, it affected Sunny D's sales. By law, companies have to put everything that their products contain and how much of your daily intake it consumes on every packet. The government brought in this legislation to raise awareness for people to start eating and drinking healthily. With the legislation and people being more aware of their healthy eating, it said that sales dropped by 36% by 2001 for Sunny D. In conclusion to this myth, I believe that big brands are still vulnerable to legislations, as big companies who break legislations draw more publicity to their mistakes, making more people aware of their problem. The final myth I am going to discuss is advertising always affects sales. I agree with this myth, whether it has a positive or negative effect on sales. A good publicity stunt that was used by Cadbury's, and they used two children who were able to dance using their eyebrows. Although this sounds silly, it creates a lot of positive publicity for Cadbury's, boosting sales. It was good for them because it had a lot of people talking about their adverts when they saw their products. It created sales because it got people talking about their products, and it's scientifically proven that customers are more inclined to buy products if they enjoy the adverts that are used to publicise the products. A negative effect that advertising has had on a business, I have used Nestle Yorkie. They were forced to remove the Not For Women slogan on their chocolate bars in 2012. There are just over 50% of women that make up the population of the UK. By putting this on the wrappers, they were discriminating half of their target market, as they aren't just targeting men to buy their chocolate bar. I think it was the correct decision for them to remove it off the packaging. This is shown by the fact that in 2013, sales was seen to rise by 31.6%. I believe that advertising always affects sales, in positive and negative ways, depending on the message taken on board by the viewers. And I do believe that advertising always affects sales because this is how you are portraying your products. I believe that the best market orientation to have is to be market orientated. I believe this because if you create a product that customers like and you are fulfilling their needs and wants, they will purchase the product. As well as this, you can keep trying to add value to the product, and so therefore you are able to charge higher prices. Likewise with Rolls-Royce and Bugatti. These businesses rely on brand image to sell itself, as they and customers consider them as high quality products. This therefore means that they don't have to spend any money on any advertisement.